Good morning, students. In this session, we will be doing Electrochemistry Chapter 3 of Class 12, and we will be taking the topic Nernst equation and equilibrium constant. Last session, we have done with the Nernst equation for the electrode potential and for the cell potential. In this session, we will be doing Nernst equation and equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant. Now, to understand the relationship, how the Nernst equation and equilibrium constant are related, let us take the example of a Daniell cell. When current is drawn from Daniell cell, you know, a Daniell cell consists of a zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate and a copper rod dipped in copper sulfate. When current is drawn from Daniell cell, the following reaction takes place. The following reaction takes place. Zn plus Cu plus 2 will give you Zn plus 2 plus copper. Following reaction will take place. Now, as the reaction proceeds, slowly you will find that the concentration of zinc ions will increase and the concentration of copper ions will decrease, because zinc is converted into Zn plus 2 and Cu plus 2 is converted into copper. So, as the reaction proceeds, slowly concentration of zinc ions increase and copper ions decrease. And as the reaction proceeds, the cell potential, that means the voltage that your voltmeter reading, will also go on increasing. Of course, when you are using any cell, slowly its voltage will go on decreasing. The cell potential also decreases and ultimately becomes zero. Then the cell potential, if you are doing it under standard conditions, the standard cell potential will become zero. And it becomes zero, and an equilibrium is attained in this case. That means this equation comes at equilibrium. That means no net reaction is taking place. And no net reaction is taking place. That's why the cell potential has become zero. That means the number of copper ions that will be converted into copper will convert back to Cu plus 2. Zinc to Zn plus 2 will convert back to zinc. So no net reaction is taking place and equilibrium has been established. The rate of forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward reaction. And you know that when equilibrium is established, we can write the equilibrium constant. Kc is equal to concentration of product upon concentration of reactant. Concentration of product upon concentration of reactant, that is the equilibrium constant Kc. Now, when we know what is the equilibrium constant, and I know that at equilibrium E cell is equal to 0. At equilibrium, E cell will be equal to 0. The cell potential will be equal to 0. Now, when I write the Nernst equation, for it is E cell is equal to E naught cell minus RT upon NF ln. Concentration of product, the concentration of product Zn plus 2 Cu upon Zn Cu plus 2. That is the concentration of the product. Now you know that at equilibrium, only when equilibrium is attained, E cell is 0. At equilibrium, E cell is 0. So I substitute here 0. 0 is equal to E naught cell minus RT upon NF ln, and instead of this I can substitute Kc, the equilibrium constant. So I substitute Kc. Now just rearranging the equation, I take this side so that it becomes positive. I can write E naught cell is equal to RT upon NF ln Kc. Now all of you know in the Nernst equation what are the values of these. R is taken, the universal gas constant 8.314, temperature is 298 Kelvin, F is the Faraday's constant 96487 Coulomb, ln is 2.303 log to the base 10. I substitute these values here, and finally what is the relationship we get? 0.059 upon n log to the base 10 Kc. So if I note the standard cell potential, I can calculate the equilibrium constant for that reaction. So this is how, from the Nernst equation, I can find out the equilibrium constant Kc. Now, this we have done. Now, in a cell, we will see the next, the electrical work done. What is the work done by a cell, a galvanic cell? Daniell cell is an example of a galvanic cell only. So let us see the next derivation, that is for electrical work done and Gibbs energy. Gibbs energy, delta G. Now what is electrical work done? The work done, electrical work done by a galvanic cell in 1 second is equal to the product of the cell potential and the electrical charge flowing through the cell. Again I am repeating, what is electrical work done? Electrical work done I represent by W electrical. Electrical work done in 1 second is equal to the product of the cell potential and the charge flowing through the cell, and the charge flowing through the cell. That is what is electrical work done. So let us just write down the formula. W electrical is equal to cell potential E cell, the charge flowing through the cell NF. So that is, I can write NF E cell is the electrical work done. Now what is N, what is F? E cell you know it is a cell potential. N is the number of moles of electron gained or lost. That means in oxidation, the number of moles of electrons lost, or in reduction, number of moles of electron gained. In a balanced chemical equation, both are equal, so it is N. And F, it is the charge carried by 1 mole of electrons. And let us calculate its value, what it is. We know that charge on 1 electron. What is the charge on 1 electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. Now I calculate what is the charge on 1 mole of electrons. It will be 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 multiplied by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. And I get the answer as 96487 coulombs, that is nearly equal to 96500 coulombs, and that is equal to 1 farad. So you can just see what is Faraday, charge carried by 1 mole of electrons. So whatever the number of moles of electrons that are flowing through the circuit, that means 1 electrode will lose, 1 will gain. The number of moles of electrons which are flowing is represented by N, and charge on 1 mole of electrons is represented by F, that is Faraday's constant, and its value is approximately equal to 96500 coulombs, exactly as 96487. So this is the electrical work done. Now, let us see the Gibbs energy. If the charge is passed through the galvanic cell reversibly, you must have done in 11th class reversible and irreversible process. Reversible process carried out infinitesimally slowly, so that system and surrounding are always in equilibrium. So if the charge is passed through the galvanic cell reversibly, the reversible work done is equal to the decrease in Gibbs energy. Is equal to the decrease in Gibbs energy. Now, what we can say? W electrical is equal to minus delta G. That's equal to the decrease in the Gibbs free energy, so it is minus delta G. I know what is the value of W electrical, NF E cell. So what will be the value of delta G? It is equal to minus NF E cell. This is your Gibbs energy. And we can also predict the spontaneity of a reaction by this. If delta G is coming out to be negative, which is only possible if E cell is positive, then the process is spontaneous. So we can also determine the spontaneity of a reaction by delta G. Now, we know that under standard conditions, we have done it earlier also, standard conditions, 3 conditions. 1 bar pressure, 298 Kelvin temperature, and 1 M concentration. I represent delta G naught as standard Gibbs energy, and that will be equal to E naught cell, standard cell potential, minus NF E naught cell. Now, if I want to find out delta, the relationship between delta G naught and the equilibrium constant Kc that we had done earlier, I want to find out the relationship between what? Delta G naught and the equilibrium constant Kc. Then let us just see. We have written delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. You know how E naught cell is related to Kc? We had just done the derivation before this derivation. So E naught cell is equal to RT upon NF ln Kc. So I am substituting the value here. So delta G naught is equal to minus NF multiplied by RT upon NF ln Kc. NF cancel. So delta G naught is equal to minus RT ln Kc, or I can replace ln by 2.303 log to the base 10 Kc. So if I know equilibrium constant Kc, I can calculate E naught cell, I can calculate delta G naught, that is standard Gibbs energy. So this we have done with 3 terms today. The equilibrium constant, how we calculate it using the Nernst equation. Second thing that we have done is your electrical work done, NF E cell. And then we have done what is Gibbs energy, and we have also derived the relationship between the Gibbs, standard Gibbs energy and the equilibrium constant Kc. Now we come up with another topic with one specific type of galvanic cell, and that is called concentration cells. It is a type of galvanic cell only. Galvanic cell means chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. The concentration cell consists of 2 electrodes of same metal dipped in the same salt solutions salt solutions, but the two solutions have different concentration. Let us take an example and let us then understand how it goes. I consider, as an example, let us consider metal M. Metal M dipped in the solution of its ions, Mn positive, dipped in the solution of its ions, that is Mn positive. So I'm just seeing this. This is a rod of metal M dipped in the aqueous solution of its ions, Mn positive, and its concentration is C1. The concentration of this solution is C1. This is another same metal rod. If this is copper, this is also copper. If this is zinc, this is also zinc. The two rods have to be of the same metal. And suppose I say it is copper dipped in copper sulfate, so this is also copper dipped in copper sulfate. The ions will be same, but the concentration is different. I say copper dipped in copper sulfate solution whose concentration is 0.1 m, copper dipped in copper sulfate solution whose concentration is 0.5 m. Solutions are same, but the concentrations are different. And here I consider C2 is greater than C1. C2 is greater than C1. When I connect it to a galvanometer, the deflection in the galvanometer shows that the current flows from high concentration to low concentration. Conventional current flows from high concentration to low concentration. From high concentration to low concentration. Right, so this is your positive electrode, this is your negative electrode. You know the direction of flow of electrons, it will just be opposite, from low concentration to high concentration. So I know electrons are flowing from this, so this is your anode and this is your cathode. I just write the reactions at anode and cathode. Let us write it. At anode, I know that at anode oxidation takes place. So what is the reaction which is taking place at anode? M will change into Mn positive, concentration C1 plus N electrons. M will change into Mn positive whose concentration is C1 plus N electrons. What is the reaction taking place at cathode? We know that at cathode reduction will take place. So Mn positive plus N electrons will give you M. Here, one thing I can write the concentration C2 because these two differ in concentrations. They do not have the same concentration. Plus N electrons will give you M. This metal is solid, this is also solid. Now I add the two to get the overall reaction. The addition of the two is given. Now when I add the two reactions, you can see this will cancel out. N electrons will cancel out. So what is left here? Mn positive, C2 concentration. It will give Mn positive, C1. Their concentrations are different, so I can't cancel them out. I can't. Now I am applying the Nernst equation. We know Nernst equation, E cell is equal to E naught cell minus RT upon NF ln product upon reactant. This is your Nernst equation. I am substituting the value here. Before substituting the values, do you know what will be the E naught cell for this reaction? That is E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Now cathode and anode are same elements, so their values in the electrochemical series will be same. So E naught cell will be 0. I substitute these values and what I get, just see. E cell is equal to 0 minus RT upon NF ln product. What is the concentration of the product? C1. And what it is for the reactant? C2. I have to substitute concentrations, so I have directly written the concentrations here. So E cell is equal to minus RT upon NF ln C1 by C2. Or you can also write it like this. E cell, if I want a positive sign here, I have to just reverse this. ln C2 upon C1. And one thing that you have to remember here, C2 should always be greater than C1. So whenever you remember this formula, you have to consider, if it is a positive sign, higher concentration upon lower concentration. Because the two electrodes are same, solutions are same, but the solutions have different concentration. That's why it is called as concentration cells. With this, we finish with this topic, concentration cells. Thank you.